Captain America comics, featuring the weird case of the Pygmies of Terror. Are Captain America and Bucky doomed to become pygmies for all time? Captain America contents. New, different, exciting. Stan Lee, editor. Captain America and the Pygmies of Terror. Out of a place of mystery and darkness came a secret too horrible to believe. When this fearful terror was unleashed upon mankind, the mighty Captain America and Bucky raced to the fore to combat it, little dreaming that their very bodies would be the first to shrink under the hideous pygmy gas. Captain America defies Rozo the Rebel. When the deadly bolas whirred through the air at its unsuspecting victim, Private Steve Rogers and Bucky Barnes knew that it was time for them to don their costumes and battle the murderous Rozo the Rebel in the guise of Captain America and Bucky, with their battle cry ringing from their lips. Introducing the Imp. Once in a blue moon, a new, amazing character appears above the comic horizon. A character so different and so exciting that it takes an entire nation by storm. Here he is, America's newest sensation, the Imp. Father Time and the Flaming Horror. Follow Father Time in a thrill-a-minute tale, which begins in a blazing inferno, shifts to a railroad of death, and has its conclusion in a finish fight. Headline Hunter fights the Silent Death. Once again, Headline Hunter, ace foreign correspondent, takes his life in his hands as he struggles to save an empire and is rewarded with a scoop. Captain America, the terrible menace of the Pygmies of Terror. Artwork by Al Avison. Crime in miniature. That is the amazing problem which Captain America and Bucky have to face when they find themselves threatened with a horrible fate by Dr. Crime, Master of Evil. A spine-tingling tale awaits you as you read on. Scientist returns from Amazon. Secret is more valuable than gold. Steve Rogers and Bucky Barnes observe the newspaper headlines with keen interest. See this, Bucky? Secret more valuable than gold, eh? If anybody's after the secret, we're after them, eh, Cap? Yes, Bucky. The only way Captain America is going to clean up crime is to anticipate it. We're going to see that the secret doesn't get in the wrong hands. Let's go. Meanwhile, the members of the returned expedition gather in the laboratory of Dr. Edward Elmgren, the expedition's leader. Gentlemen, we brought back no jewels, no gold, no precious relics. Our expedition was a failure, except from one standpoint. This drug, which will shrink human flesh, is priceless. Is it agreed that we will share equally whatever fame and fortune results from its release to the world? I'll lock the fluid and formula in my desk overnight. I think you all trust me. Tomorrow, I'll start the ball rolling. Good night, gentlemen. Let us tune in the minds of two of the men as they leave. Professor Gibbs, archaeologist, and Jim Barney, soldier of fortune. The fools. They don't realize the tremendous value of the thing. I only tagged along as helper. But if I could get my hooks on that formula... As the men leave, their every expression is being watched. If you ask me, they all have ideas. Now that they've gone, we're hanging around a while, just to play safe. All is quiet in the house as the scientist retires. Ho hum. Now to bed. Time ticks by, and a shadow creeps weirdly across the floor of the laboratory below. What? Who's that? So, Knuckles Samson, you've come to steal the formula. It so happens I've come for it too. Therefore, you must... die. The weird figure raises a deadly-looking blowgun, takes aim, and... ah! Zip. The intruder falls back with a cry, and lies still. Ha! It's mine. The secret that will make me, Dr. Crime, king of the underworld. Meanwhile, at the window, we were so busy watching Knuckles Samson that we let that other bird in. It's murder! Let's go, Cap! The two crime fighters swing into action. Captain America! Right the first time, pal. Now's my chance to kill you, too. As Dr. Crime shoots, Captain America raises his shield and stops the deadly dart. Curse that shield! Here's something else you won't like. A single pounding blow drops Dr. Crime. One wallop did it, Bucky. But suddenly... ha ha ha! Playing dead put you off guard, chumps. And before they can strike back, Dr. Crime reaches a hand to the shelf of chemicals. Here's the stuff I need to make a getaway. Dr. Crime throws a bottle of liquid smoke at the feet of our valiant crime fighters. Smoke! It's blinding! After minutes, the smoke begins to clear. He slipped away from us all right. But look, he didn't get away with the notebook. It fell on the floor. He must have taken along the flask. Dr. Elmgren belatedly appears in night clothes, ousted by the commotion. Captain America? What are you doing here? Did something happen? Egad, did something happen? You slept right through a murder and burglary. Just like a scientist, I guess. Knuckles Samson came to steal the flask and formula. He was murdered by someone else, in a costume. The killer escaped, but he left this notebook behind. Oh, thank you. Without this notebook, he can't sell the formula. But I'm sorry he got away with the flask. Yes. Too bad. I'll report this murder, but... wait! Come on, Bucky. We're through here. And through the night, the crime-crushing pair wend their way, puzzled by a mystery stranger than any before. But what is Dr. Crime up to? And who is he? We'll have to wait for him to tip his hand. Now it's back to camp for us. Camp Lehigh the next day, and trouble in the form of Sergeant Duffy. Snuck out after taps again, eh? What's the idea? You're soldiers, not night owls. Uh-oh. Comes the storm. I'm tired of giving you KP, guardhouse, stable duty, extra drill, and all that stuff. So I'm just giving you the day off. What? You mean it, Sarge? Yeah. So you can practice for tonight, for the soldiers' benefit play. Ha ha! Must we wear these costumes? Aw, Sarge. Not this. Shut up! Now start practicing your dance. Come on, jump! Yes, sir. Keep 'em practicing all day. They love it, you know. Later, Steve and Bucky are given a few minutes rest. Steve reads a paper. Listen. Member of returned expedition, murdered. Motive reported as theft of secret formula of drug. Wonder what the killer's up to right now. The answer lies in a secret lair, where the weird, robed figure holds high his stolen flask. Now to put it to use, and become king of crime. But I need human guinea pigs. Dr. Crime hears a sound from outside. But what's that sound? Who's here? Sulking thugs have come to rob the place. These laboratory guys got lots of dough. Come on, I'll prove it. Okay, boss. This is a stick-up, bud. Hand over your dough, and make it snappy. Strangely, the masked man shows no fear. So you've come to rob me. Wonderful. You're just the men I need for human guinea pigs. Before the intruders can shoot, the flask hurtles through the air and smashes over their heads, spilling the strange fluid over them. An astounding change comes over the men. Jeez, I feel funny. It ain't funny. I'm shrinking. Of course you're shrinking. That drug is what the headhunters use to shrink human heads. Refined. I'm using it to shrink your entire bodies. It acts rapidly. Another minute and... The amazing phenomenon from the jungles completes itself. Dwarves. Human pygmies a foot high. I'm scramming. Me too. No. You can't get away, little ones. Now listen. I've planned this a long time. I can return you to normal size. Soon. But play ball with me, and you'll get rich quicker than you ever dreamed. Well, what's your game? Later, at the home of a rich banker. See? You can crawl in anywhere, and steal anything, anytime. And silent as cats, the small figures creep within the house on their errand of crime. Hey, this is the nuts. We can rob the place blind. Let's go. Outside, Dr. Crime waits in earnest. Ha ha. My pygmies will make me very rich. Yes, indeed. I wish they'd hurry. Meanwhile, nearby, Private Steve Rogers and Bucky seek coolness on a fire escape during intermission of the soldiers' benefit. Sarge sure gave us the works this time. Yeah, making us dance like a couple of fools. Suddenly, a dying gurgle rends the night air. Ah! Steve and Bucky make a quick change and become Captain America and Bucky, evil battlers. Come on, Bucky. Now to change to a worthy costume. You said it, Cap. Let's go. Two colorful figures streak to the scene of the crime. This way, Bucky. They burst into the house of tragedy. Dead. Poor fellow. His throat's cut. What now, Cap? I'm going through the rest of the house. If the murderer or murderers are around, they're in for a big powwow. But unknown to Bucky, who remains, the culprits are at his feet. Guess the robber skipped. The chump. We'll just have to wait until they give up and leave. We're safe here. But Bucky notices an odd thing. That cat, swishing his tail. What's under this couch? What? Little men a foot high. I can't believe my eyes. Must be true. So you're the culprits, eh? Well, I'll just grab you up and... What? It's not so easy, lummox. The little pygmies of terror are far from helpless against their giant adversary. Holy horse collars! I can't even lay a hand on them. They're so fast. Although Bucky battles bravely, the evil pygmies prove worthy foes. Two of the thugs push over a heavy lamp, which strikes Bucky on the head. He's out cold. Haha. Come on. Let's lam out with these money bags. Outside, the insidious master of the pygmies of terror meets them. What took you so long? Captain America and Bucky stuck their noses in. Dr. Crime heads homeward. Captain America. But even he can't stop Dr. Crime and his pygmies of terror. Meanwhile, within the banker's home, Captain America finds Bucky. Bucky, what happened? You won't believe it, Cap. Little men a foot high. That blow on the head, Bucky. All right, don't believe me. But I tell you, Cap, I saw 'em, fought 'em. They got away. I believe you. Then it means that Dr. Crime used the shrinking drug. He's out to start a crime wave with pygmy men that can't be caught. And it's up to us to stop him. Our heroes return to the playhouse. But right now, Bucky, back to duty. Again dressed in Floridora outfits, Captain America and Bucky return to the stage. We're just about in time for cue. Hurry. Steve and Bucky come upon stage on the tail end of the dancing chorus. I was just gonna look for you two. Get going. Yes, Sargy darling. At the next intermission, two silent figures make their way through the city. Our next step is to see Dr. Elmgren. At the home of Dr. Elmgren. I just heard on the radio a report of the murder and robbery. They say you were on the scene. And pygmies. Too true, Doctor. Dr. Crime and the Pygmies of Terror. I heard one of our party say that jokingly, when we all realized the shrinking drug could be used to create dwarf-sized men. Who? Which one? I hope I'm not accusing the wrong man, but it was Paul Fung, our Chinese colleague. Without delay, Captain America follows the slim clue. Besides Elmgren and Knuckles Sampson, who was killed, it's a toss-up between Paul Fung, Jim Barney, and Professor Gibbs. I think Paul Fung's our man. At the residence of Paul Fung, the doorbell rings. Captain America! I won't let him in. You won't let who in? Like a world-ending explosion, Captain America crashes down the door. I'll hold him, Bucky. You look for his Dr. Crime costume, and the Pygmy Men. You suspect me of being Dr. Crime? My, you catch on quick. Please to listen, Captain America. You have wrong man. But I know who Dr. Crime is. Well, who? Speak up. It is... But a dart of doom seals the lips that are about to speak. Dead. Where did that dart come from? From that balcony, Cap. Look. Dr. Crime. Stay where you are. In a lightning flash, Captain America's shield knocks Dr. Crime off balance. Hurtled backwards by the blow, Dr. Crime twists and topples over the railing, crashing to the floor below. Looks like he's out cold, Bucky. You're not fooling, Cap. But, suddenly, Dr. Crime quickly retrieves his fallen gun and turns on Captain America. Idiots! You two are now through meddling! But instead of bullets, a stream of fluid issues from the gun, catching Captain America off guard. What? Bucky charges at Dr. Crime, but is also hit with the fluid. A moment later, two huge hands snatch at the forms of Captain America and Bucky, now reduced to pygmy size. Helpless now, aren't you? Ow! Says you. Golly, Cap, what now? Suddenly, a giant foot crashes into Captain America and Bucky, sending them sprawling. Helpless souls. Now to take them to my hideout. Ha ha ha. At Dr. Crime's hideout, our two valiant sentinels regain consciousness and find themselves locked in a huge cage. I wish to be amused. Look behind you, Captain America. Look behind you. Ha ha. Holy smoke. Look. And facing Captain America and Bucky is a giant, starving cat, poised for a leap upon its prey. This looks like a fight for life, Cap, against a cat which is much bigger than a tiger to us. The cat leaps, downing Captain America and throwing Bucky to one side of the cage. Bucky charges back as Captain America fights one of his weirdest battles. I'm coming, Cap! Ha ha ha! What sport? With Captain America gone, the meteoric career of Dr. Crime begins. My pygmies of terror will make me master of evil throughout the entire world. But in the cage, the fierce battle rages on. Don't give up at any cost, Bucky. Ever battling, never surrendering, the fighting duo proved to be a match for any foe, regardless of size. Okay, Bucky. 1, 2, 3. Yahoo! Having defeated the cat, Captain America and Bucky tackle the bars. We must break these heavy wooden bars, Bucky. I'm trying my best, Cap. But I sure am glad that mad cat is done for. The bars finally break, and the dwarf-sized henchmen of Dr. Crime see the escape. They got out! Back in with 'em! Looks like we have company, Cap. The tiny thugs also are no match for the mighty piston punches of Captain America and Bucky. Cap, here's some thread. We could tie them up. Okay, let's do it. Later, Dr. Crime returns from his nefarious mission with the limp forms of 2 more victims reduced to pygmy size. The last 2 of my colleagues. With them gone, my identity will never be exposed. But from the bookcase against the wall, Captain America and Bucky leap. Hi, chum. What? With a needle that serves as a dagger, Captain America and Bucky stand at the ears of Dr. Crime. Captain America, still alive. But the cat. We escaped all right. One false move, and these needles. The antidote, Dr. Crime. Give it to Bucky first. Gimme, quick. This being a dwarf ain't to my liking at all. Quickly, Cap and Bucky regain normal size by gulping down the antidote. It's sure a strange feeling being normal size again. And how? You don't know how thankful I am. But suddenly, Dr. Crime acts with blinding speed, pummeling Captain America off balance. Captain America counters with a terrific blow to Dr. Crime's chin. Bucky also proves himself to be an unerring fighter. I've saved a big surprise from the first page of this story, Dr. Crime. And here it is. We've silenced Dr. Crime at last, Bucky. Now to get the last 2 back to normal size. Yes, Cap. And let's see who they are. Captain America pours the antidote fluid into the mouths of the dwarf-sized unconscious men, and they soon regain normal size. Look, Cap. It's Professor Briggs and Tim Barney. Then, that leaves... Captain America quickly turns to the unconscious figure of Dr. Crime and tears off his weird mask. I'm right. Dr. Crime is really Dr. Elmgren, leader of the expedition. Dr. Crime regains consciousness. Yes, none other. I was one of the few who thought crime does pay. But you were wrong. You will now be turned over to the authorities. Their work done, Cap and Bucky take their leave and speed away to the playhouse. I think we're too late for the last act, Bucky. Everyone's gone. Except Sergeant Duffy, Cap. Uh-oh. And he's waiting to have us clean up the place. Nothing to do but face it, Bucky. Thrill again with Captain America in the next issue. Captain America, in the Case of Ratso the Rebel. Artwork by Al Avison. Bucky, here it is. Our readers will enjoy this thrilling adventure with Ratso the Rebel. Yeah, Cap. I'm sure they will live and love every page of it. All the mystery and intrigue to be found in the dark regions of unexplored South America are embodied in the one evil figure of the deadly Ratso, the murderous rebel. When this arch-killer leaves his native haunts to stalk Captain America and Bucky, we know that we're in for real thrills. So let's go. As our story opens, dashing President Alvaro of the South American nation of Orocco arrives to attend a conference of leaders of the Western Hemisphere. Amigos, viva North America! Private Steve Rogers from Camp Lehigh is assigned to guard the visiting notable, and Bucky, Army mascot, follows him. Mr. President, Private Rogers has been detailed to guard you during your stay here. Thank you. It is indeed a great courtesy. We shall be friends, I'm sure. But others also watch the arrival of President Alvaro, an unsavory horde of men with hostile faces. Ratso, let's rush him. Not yet, muchachos. Trust me, your leader. His time is short. The leader of the group, the ruthless killer, Ratso the Rebel, lovingly fingers a horrible weapon. Alvaro has risen high. He has forgotten old days on the Pampas, no? But we will recall them to his memory with this bolas. We'll show him that Ratso never forgets. After his reception, President Alvaro strolls through the city, chatting with Steve and Bucky. Please do not stand on ceremony with me, friends. I began life as a simple gaucho, a South American cowboy. You are the more to be praised for having become president, sir. Meanwhile, Ratso and his gang have been following our friends. Ratso, now is the time to finish Alvaro. Yes, his time is now up. Let us act. 1, 2, 3. The strange lead-weighted weapon leaves Ratso's hand. Meanwhile, Alvaro speaks to Steve Rogers, not realizing danger until... I plan on a little fun here, and I expect you to share it with me, eh? Gee, what? Look out! Down, quick! Ugh! Sorry to be so undignified, but that bolas would have cracked both our skulls. Wow. It sure is a deadly-looking affair. I missed them! But they're down. Let's finish them. Alvaro, you traitor! We have come to reckon with you. Ratso, you devil! Steve and Bucky seem to flee before the coming danger, but only to leap out of their uniforms and rush into battle as Captain America and Bucky. Now to give those hoodlums the trouble they're looking for. Full at the flank of the enemy, charge the champions of justice. Our two heroic fighting machines deal thunderous blows to Ratso and his cohorts. Roomba on this one, amigos. Try this for size, you lug. Ratso poises himself for a cowardly act. This will be the last of this imposter. But the forgotten President Alvaro seizes the fallen bolas. Alvaro throws the bolas at Ratso, which whips itself around his dagger hand. While without heed, Captain America and Bucky continue their mighty offensive. Say uncle! Demoralized by their leader's defeat, the assassins soon run. They must be late for supper, Bucky. Cowards! Wait and you shall feel my full revenge! Quick, Bucky, while President Alvaro's not looking, back into our army duds. Okay, Cap. Captain America and Bucky return, clad as Steve Rogers and Bucky Barnes, residents of Camp Lehigh. Friends, you missed a splendid fight. Two brightly dressed strangers came to my rescue. We saw it all, Your Excellency. We, went to call the police. I see. Let us leave before they come. This is my fight, and does not concern your nation at all. When he is safe in his hotel suite, President Alvaro tells his story. You have a right to know about this whole affair. It goes back to my youth. I have told you that I began very humbly. I was a gaucho, herding cattle across the broad pampas of Oroco. My chief friend and co-worker was a man named Ratso. We swore to be partners for life. Here, Alvaro. You have no money. Take half of mine. Why, thank you. When I am in funds, you shall also have half, Ratso. 'Tis fair enough, amigo. Then, the patriots of Oroco rose against a wicked dictator. I joined the revolt and became an officer. I lost sight of my old friend and devoted myself to my country. Forward! For liberty and honor! I rose to the highest rank in the army of revolt and had a part in defeating the enemy. Finally. General Alvaro, your military genius has forced the enemy back. Soon, we attacked again and captured their final stronghold. I entered, my heart beating fast with the thought of victory. The storm of battle passed. Here comes the captured commander. He should be torn to pieces. No, we are soldiers, not beasts. He is a prisoner of war. Ratso, you led the army against us. Yes, Alvaro. And if I had won, you would stand where I am standing. Later, I spoke with Ratso alone and offered him his freedom. Well, my friend, what have you to say? Only that for the sake of our comradeship, I will permit you to leave Oroco. unharmed. Remember well, Avero, once you swore to give me half of your profits. That means... It means that I do not consider my present position as a profit, only a service. Goodbye, Ratso. A special guard will send you to a steamer bound for the United States. President Alvaro concludes his story. After that, Ratso became exile here in your country. I was elected president of Oroco. He feels cheated because I have not made him rich. I think trouble is coming. How true Steve Rogers speaks. At that same moment, Alvaro's enemies are eavesdropping from the hotel roof. Hush! The dictaphone works. I hear that cheat Alvaro. And that gringo soldier, too. In any case, I wanted to be gay. Tell me, will you not go out tonight to the club cantina with me? I'm afraid that's beyond my orders, Your Excellency. But perhaps I can arrange for Captain America, your ally in today's fight, to join you. On the roof, Ratso lays his evil plans. They'll be at the club cantina tonight. Vengeance is at hand on Alvaro, and upon the disguised dog who foiled us today. That night, at the club cantina. Lada, President Alvaro will visit here tonight. Your dancing fame will attract him. During your dance, give him this flower. With pleasure, Ratso. The show begins. Bravo! Arriba! Muy caliente. 3 guests of honor look on. Ha, Lada! What a dancer! Bravo, señorita! It is working as I hoped. That flower Lada will throw is in reality a powerful bomb. Enough to kill 10 men. Lada tosses the flower toward Alvaro. Gracias. Wait! Are you crazy, Captain America? No, just cagey. Striking the armor-plated shield of Captain America, the lovely flower bursts with a mighty report. Did you plan to kill our distinguished guest? No, no! I meant to thank him for his applause. That flower was given to me. By whom? So... She thinks to betray me. I must strike fast and hard. Ratso hurls the bolas, which entangles Alvaro and Lada together. It was given me by Oh! Bring in our comrades. We must rally. The hour of victory has struck. They're in the back room, Ratso. I'll call them. But the sinister team reckoned without America's most famous fighters of evil. I'm coming to get you, Ratso! Captain America charges, but is caught in the onslaught of Ratso and his men. Bucky, too, leaps into the fray, with both fists flying. Take this, rat! Shall we tango a while? Where are they all coming from, Bucky? You've got me, Cap. Now for a showdown, Captain America. Why, Ratso, are you still kicking? I've got you, Captain America. And I thought you were a human fighting machine. Well, gee, a fellow gets tired after a while, doesn't he? Or does he? It takes a better man than the Mexican rebel to stand up against Captain America's blows. Shall we call it quits? Or are you ready for more? Let's call it quits. But suddenly, a cowardly blow hits Captain America from behind. Neither Captain America's nor Bucky's mighty strength can overcome such terrific odds. Dragging their prisoners, the refugee ruffians flee from the club. Quick! North of the city, the swamp citadel. Bucky, recovering from his daze, overhears the thugs as they leave. Swamp citadel, huh? North of the city. I'll get Cap and follow them. Cap, are you alright? I know where they're headed. Good, Bucky. Wait till I snap out of this fog. You'll snap out of it down at headquarters. We want to question you two. Oh. Hello, officer. Don't give me any arguments. You're material witnesses to this kidnapping. I can't wait to talk it over, officer. So, we'll be leaving you now. They drove off in a speedy car, north of town, to the swamp citadel. We'll follow him in the car the mayor lent to Alvaro. Captain America and Bucky speed into the night in the supercharger, leaving the club cantina far behind. What's the swamp citadel, Cap? That's what we're going to find out. Look. Tracks. We'll follow them. End of road. Danger. Swamp beyond. Our two sentinels of liberty make their way to the edge of a murky swamp. The tracks end here. What did they do? Dive in? No. A boat was tied to that dock. They paddled across. This raft we're making will give us a chance to follow. We're on our way. But which way is that? Look, a light just flashed up ahead. Right, Cap. And there's the boat they used. Captain America and Bucky ascend a jagged cliff nearby. Let's not go up blindly, Bucky. They must be waiting for us on top. And sure enough, on top of the cliff. Felipe, I hear those snoopers behind us. Push that rock down and crush them. Si, senor. This will squash them like toads. Ratzo's captives look on with horror. Don't do it! You'll never get away with it! Swine! Nevertheless, the huge boulder is shoved off into space. Look out, Bucky! A daring leap brings Cap, with Bucky in his grasp, safely to an overhanging ledge. Wow, that was close. I don't think we're out of it yet either, Cap. Goodbye, Captain America. I myself, alone and unaided, conquered the feared Captain America. I deserve something for that. Haha. There they are, Bucky. Here's where we get some more exercise. Okay, let's start pitching. Captain America charges at Felipe, who stands near the edge of the cliff. Ugh! As Felipe staggers to his feet for a getaway, Bucky nails him in his tracks. Whoa! Back up! Attaboy, Bucky! Captain America counters with a mighty blow to Felipe's head. A ghost! Okay, Magpie. Where's the swamp citadel? That way. It is Ratzo's den. A pipe leads to the bottom of Mudhook Lake. Boy, this place is spooky, Cap. Look, a cable car leading over the lake. It must lead to the swamp citadel. Let's take it across. We've traveled quite far out. We should... Bucky, the swamp citadel. We're automatically moving downward, Cap. I think there's trouble for us below, kid. Panoramic cutaway diagram drawn by Steve Rogers, especially for this magazine, showing in detail the vital sections of the evil Ratzo's amazing citadel. Here in my citadel, nobody can save you. You must meet my demands, President Alvaro. What demands are those, traitor? A. Watertight vacuumatic elevator to lower cable cars to the Citadel chamber. B. Lookout tower, plastic glass enclosed. C. Ammunition supply, light and heavy arms. D. Torture chamber. E. Private vault containing Ratzo's loot. F. Ratzo's invasion alarms. In the Citadel, Ratzo continues his threats upon President Alvaro. Keep your promise to me. Half your profits are mine. Therefore, I should share in the rule of Oroco. No. No. Never. Such a promise is not to be kept. When you are an outlaw and a rebel, I will never agree, even if you torture me. You are brave and honorable, but could you stand to see a woman in pain? Suppose I torture Lotta. Ah, my dear, this fire will make you scream and melt Alvaro's stubborn heart. Just then, Captain America and Bucky storm in. Meddling gringo! I'll blast your brains out! As Captain America's shield wards off a fusillade of bullets, Bucky leaps. Good work, Bucky. Here's something even more important than bullets. And that goes double for me. Ratzo's torch, fallen and forgotten, catches the inner woodwork. And a metal plate, expanded by the heat, flies from its fastenings. Water gushes in. Help! We'll drown! Bucky, get Lotta. I'll save President Alvaro. Quick, into the elevator before we're swamped. The two sentinels, with Alvaro and Lotta, reach open air in the vacuumatic elevator. Fresh air. Ratzo must have drowned like a rat in a trap. But from under the car, a voice rings out. That's a lie. My men perished, but I escaped through the hole in the side. I will still reckon with Alvaro. Why that? I'll follow him, and when I catch him, I'll... No, my friend. He has vanished into the darkness. In any case, we have escaped. That is enough. Oh, very well. Returning to Alvaro's hotel, Captain America and Bucky give the president the slip, and then meet him in the suite as Steve Rogers and Bucky. A moment later, a message arrives. Special delivery for President Alvaro. Thank you, young man. Aha! To judge from this, my old friend Ratso still has a spark of fairness in his makeup. Meaning what, Your Excellency? Listen to this. I tried to win by foul means, and failed. I repent. Let's settle it by formal duel. Come alone to your hotel roof. Signed, Ratso. You have been put under my command, Rogers. My orders are to let me keep this engagement. Alone. But no sooner has Oroco's president left, when President Alvaro can order Private Rogers to stay here, but Captain America is following him. And I'm right with you, Cap. Quick, we must get to the roof before it's too late. There's Ratso waiting for Alvaro. Now to stop any underhanded scheme against Alvaro. Captain America dives at the silhouetted figure. Why, this is a dummy! Then, out of the shadows, flies a deadly, whirling bolas, striking both Captain America and the youthful Bucky. Bucky, look out! I thought you would try to spoil the fair chance I gave Alvaro. Now you shall watch him die. Alvaro comes upon the scene from the penthouse. Ratso offers him a naked sword, holding one himself. Now, Alvaro, take this sword. We fight to the death. For the sake of bygone friendship, I am glad it comes to this honorable battle. You have betrayed me, given me a weak sword. It's too late to call for help, Alvaro. Captain America saws through the stout leather of the bolas with his shield's sharp edge. We've got to get free, Bucky. And then, the avenging red, white, and blue figure hurtles forward. Ratso swings a vicious blow at Captain America, who sidesteps, as Ratso tumbles downward to his death. Ah! Captain America, you have saved my life. I owe you everything. Again, Captain America returns to the character of Steve Rogers, while President Alvaro returns to his suite. When you see your friend, Captain America, please give him this decoration of the highest award for bravery that my country can give. He will be very pleased, I'm sure. The Imp. Conceived and written by Stan Lee. Drawn by Chad. Friends, meet the Imp. A little shrimp you'll surely want to know. He fights like 50 and has many nifty punches he can throw. Now we'll begin our story in a mysterious city street. The moon is high, and under the sky, the crime world starts to meet. Men, the time is near. In fact, it's here. For us to start our wave of crime. We'll loot the city and have no pity on anyone this time. Set the monster free and follow me. Nothing must stand in our way. We'll rule this town from the mayor down before the end of day. There it goes, to deal my foes some deadly blows. From out of the cage flies the monster of the age. High in the sky, the monster does fly, ready to kill and plunder, and the sound of its roar is louder far more than the loudest deal of thunder. Meet the man with the ear of magic, Jefferson Vandermeer. Whenever events get really tragic, the imp flies out of his ear. For the imp is a little shaver, always looking for a fight, and when justice needs a guy to save her, he comes and sets all wrongs to right. It's like a dragon from another world, with all its hideousness unfurled. It's come to kill us all, I know. What can we do? Where can we go? If the imp were only here, to come out of my ear. In the very nick of time, up pops the tiny fighter of crime. Here I am. Let's go to town. Bring on that monster. I'll mow him down. Imp leaps from the ear of J. Vandermeer onto a nearby tree. The jumps he can do are like a kangaroo. In fact, much better. You'll see. The monster sure is big, I see, but size doesn't mean a thing to me. I've got to stop that walking nightmare while there still is time. Whoever set him free out there committed an awful crime. While at the edge of town in silent glee, laugh the men who set the monster free. Ha ha! How well my monster wrecks those towers! Another few minutes, and the town will be ours. The only way to tackle this thing is to hop on and start to swing. Taking his life into his hands, the imp makes a leap, and look where he lands. Although he uses all his punches from first to last, the imp gets no place fast. There's only one last thing to do. It better work, or I'll be through. Just then, a startling occurrence comes to pass. The monster acts as though he's drunk some laughing gas. He rolls around and flaps his wings, and smiles gaily and almost sings. Ha 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 ha! Behind the monster's ear we see the reason that he's filled with glee. The best way to get out of this pickle is to get behind his ear and tickle. Uh-oh, I forgot that he could fly. This really is a pity. It'll be tough to get down from the sky, back into the city. We're saved! We're saved! Hip hip hooray! The monster's flying far away. Ha ha! The police are leaving to follow my pet. Let's go now, men. The stage is set. Rob and steal. Just take your time. There'll be a holiday for crime. Let's follow the monster and do our bit. For when it lands, we'll capture it. The police run out, and the crooks run in to start their carnival of sin. Put up your hands as high as your head. Obey our commands, or we'll fill you with lead. Give me your watch and your money too. If not, I'll be forced to shoot at you. We have no chance. We must obey. Our policemen all have gone away. While on the monster, the imp still tries to get him down from the blue-gray skies. If I pull his ear and twist it round, he may fly back to the good old ground. Down goes the monster, like a deflated blimp. While hanging on for dear life, we see the imp. Into the sea with a great big splash, falls the monster in a thunderous crash. And off his neck the imp does flee, diving into the brimy sea. Be careful, be cautious, shoot on sight. When the monster comes up, he'll be full of fight. The police await the monster's appearance, giving it plenty of room for clearance. Their guns are steady, their nerves are steel. No one would guess how frightened they feel. But the only one to arise is that shrimp who is known to everyone as the imp. He smiles gaily as he cries, "Wonderful news, a great surprise." No need to be scared, though your chances were slim. The monster has drowned. He couldn't swim. And so the policemen march back home, led by our little friend. They can't wait to let the news be known that the monster has met his end. Returning home, the policemen see that the spider's men were on a spree. But some well-placed blows, which the officers land, put the situation well in hand. Robbers, eh? Take this, take that. With my trusty fist, I'll crush your hat. Policemen, spare us. Please be tender. We promise you that we surrender. I feel quite bad, and it's really quite sad, for the imp has vanished away. By the way, my man, did you see where he ran? For he's the hero of the day. I haven't the slightest idea where the imp has gone from here. The end. Don't say you saw me, 'cause thank yous bore me, and make me wanna cry. Now my story ends. Until next month, my friends. This is the imp. Goodbye. Father Time. Saturated with greed, the jackals of the underworld prey on rich and poor alike, and their brutal desire of human life goes unchecked until Father Time, nemesis of all evildoers, steps in. Nemesis of evildoers. In a big city slum, a tenement building catches fire and burns like a tinderbox. As she watches her home burn down, a girl cries, "My father is in there! Save him, somebody! Please! He'll be burned alive! Let me go!" "You can't go in there, miss! It's suicide!" Just then, Larry Scott, better known as Father Time, passes by. The police are right, but Father Time might be able to do something. A minute later, Father Time dashes into the blazing building. I hope it isn't too late. The stairs have been burnt away, but I must get up there somehow and try to save that girl's father. With a nimble leap, Father Time uses his scythe to get a hold of the burnt floor above him. This ought to do the trick. Agile as a panther, Father Time hoists himself up. I hope this floor holds. Now to find the girl's father. A faint groan comes to Father Time's ears. That sounds like a man in pain. Why, he's been shot. My daughter, is she safe? I didn't come a minute too soon. Look, he saved my father. With his dying breath, the old man tells a horrible story. I overheard Beretti and his gang say they would collect plenty on the insurance just as the building began to burn. They saw me, and Beretti shot me. He was carrying a can of gasoline. As the old man dies. He's dead. That murderer Beretti did it. He owned the building and set fire to it himself to collect the insurance money. Of all the loathsome rackets. In the meantime, Beretti and his men watch their handiwork. She'll burn down in no time, and the insurance company'll pay off for its full value. That's Beretti and his gang, over there. I think I'll have a talk with those birds. The gangsters are alarmed at the strange figure with the scythe. Let's beat it. I don't like the looks of that guy. The yellow rats are afraid to face the music. The gangsters hide in back of some freight cars in a railroad yard. We'll get him when he comes in here. They could have gotten into any one of these boxcars. I guess I'll just have to search them all. As Father Time starts searching the cars, a hand suddenly reaches out and a striking blow finds its mark. Good work, Spike. I don't know how much this mackerel knows, but he was after us, and we ain't gonna take no chances. A horrible death is prepared for Father Time. This freight train is due to pull out in 5 minutes. When it does, this mug's done for. I'll leave this fishing pole here with him. Maybe he can use it where he's going. In the meantime, the train motorman looks at his watch. I pull out in a minute and a half. Suddenly, consciousness returns to Father Time. This doesn't look like a very healthy spot to be in. With a sharp twist, Father Time manages to reach his scythe. I'd better get this cord cut fast. I think I hear this train getting up steam. Just as Father Time gets his hands free, the wheels begin to move. Here she goes. With a lightning movement, he gets the scythe into the wheel mechanism, and the train screeches to a stop. Just made it. Another second and I'd have been mincemeat. In the meantime, one of Beretti's thugs does some eavesdropping. It was Beretti who set the building afire and killed my father. I'm going to the district attorney and tell what I know. As the girl rushes away, she comes near to the gangster's car. This is my chance to get her. Get into that car and don't squawk, or I'll let you have it. But a woman nearby sees the kidnapping. Help! She's been kidnapped! Another of Beretti's men is nearby. I'd better shut this dame up before she gets the bulls after Spike in the skirt. As the thug stifles the woman's cries, Father Time rushes at him. I'll shut your mouth for you, and I'll smash yours for you. Something like this. He's one of Beretti's men. They've kidnapped Mary. Yes, Mary is the girl whose father you saved from the building. They've got her. Come on, you ape. Tell me where they took her, or I'll demolish your bridge work. I'll tell. They're taking her to Duggan's warehouse, on the waterfront. Meanwhile, at the waterfront warehouse. Haha. Tied to this stone slab, she'll go to the bottom and stay there. And there are no DAs to talk to there. You foul hyenas! That trap door sure comes in handy now. Saves us the trouble of carrying the rock down to the river. Just then, Father Time finds the warehouse. This must be it. Finding the door locked, Father Time again finds use for his scythe. They'll just have to get a new door. Quick, get rid of the girl. The cops must have found out. In another moment, a raging tornado strikes the gangsters. This isn't exactly the wheels of a train, but I do my best. Father Time's scythe catches one of the gang. Come back, Junior. You aren't leaving us yet. Using the cords which had bound the girl, Father Time ties up the entire gang. Gosh, I don't know how to ever thank you. You've saved my life. My thanks is bringing a pack of snakes like these to justice. Headline Hunter. Story by Neil Nats. Poison gas. Farewell England. Nazism triumphs. Headline Hunter. A foreign correspondent in London meets with some real trouble as he finds himself suspected of being a traitor by the British people and faced with the problem of saving Britain from a terrible doom. Can the daring reporter succeed in combating the Silent Death? As our story opens, we find Headline Hunter going to his office, unaware of the angry crowd of Londoners following him. I'd better get back to the office in time for the deadline. That's him! He works for the London Star. He's one of the traitors. What the? Get him! Break his bally neck! Lynch him! Tar and feather him! I don't know what this is all about, but I'd better get out of here but fast. Headline finally reaches the safety of his newspaper building. Whew. Made it. Headline dashes into his editor's office. Golly, Ed, do you know what just happened? Yes, Headline. I know. I've been watching. But why? What's it all about? What does it mean? What have we done? Whoa there. One at a time. You remember the story you printed about the English Navy's maneuvers? Well, it seems that the Nazis attacked a section of the fleet and sunk 2 ships after that. The editor explains. Yes, but what is that to do with us? I'll tell you. Guy Stanford's paper, The Tattler, has been writing that the ships were sunk because of your story giving their location. In other words, he's been stirring up the people to think that you and the paper are to blame for their sinking. Hey, where are you going? I'm going to do something to redeem myself and the paper. I'll show these people that we're not traitors. I'd better go out the back way to avoid the crowd. The ace news reporter leaves by a rear exit. As Headline walks along a British country road, he sees what appears to be a huge rolling cloud of dust. Wow, what's that coming along? It looks like a dust cloud, but where can it be coming from? It seems to be rolling in from over the channel. I wonder what that sort of cloud was. Do you know, Pard? Oh, probably another London fog blowing in. It's not important. Acting on a hunch, Headline takes out a chemically treated paper and holds it up to the air. I have a hunch this piece of chemically treated paper will turn yellow if... Holy smoke! It's turning yellow. I've got to send a message over the radio. It's life or death for all England if I don't. Ah, there's a Radio Shack. Look, I've got to broadcast a message. It's terribly important. I'm sorry, fella, but the Nazi interference has cut off all the airwaves. I can't understand why they're blocking our radio. They've never done this before. I'll tell you why. It's because they've sent a cloud of poison gas over Britain, and they want to prevent anyone from warning the people by radio. The foreign correspondent races back to his office. As far as I know, the gas is very slow acting and can be prevented by a certain serum. There's only one thing for me to do. An hour later, we find Headline in the press room, shouting to the printers. Stop work! Stop everything and print millions of these circulars. The fate of the nation is at stake. And so, for the next few minutes, the mighty newspaper presses roar at lightning speed, turning out countless warning circulars. Circulars which may yet save England from a horrible fate. Attention, citizens. When enough circulars are printed, the newspapermen race to specially chartered waiting planes. Okay, men, to the planes. We've got to drop these warning circulars in every part of the British Isles. Hurry, every second counts. These notices will tell the people what serum to use in order to counteract the deadly gas. I hope we're not too late. But nearby, a Nazi reconnaissance plane sights Headline's Mercy plane and flies toward it. Mr. Hunter, look! A Nazi warplane! And our ship is unarmed. The poison gas begins to affect the reporter, but with so much at stake, he continues his noble work. Golly, I'm beginning to feel dizzy. It must be that gas. But I mustn't stop now. Fly way above the plane. We'll pull through okay. Ha! We just flew here to watch the people die off because of our poison gas. But now, we can have some additional sport. Shoot down the dogs. They're firing at us. The ace correspondent drops a sack of circulars upon the Nazi plane's propeller, wrecking it and causing the plane to plummet to the ground. That stopped them. We've dropped all our circulars. Now let's land and investigate that Nazi plane. My head. I'm all... Look. The newspaper editor who accused me of being a traitor. He's the traitor. My head. Ah. Next day, Headline awakes in a hospital, clutching a medal. Yes, sir, headline. England is saved. Our name is cleared. And you were rushed to the hospital in the nick of time. Well, I can't see any reason for sticking around here. When do I get back to work? The end.